Now that we've got a better idea of how bubble sort works, let's write out an implementation of it to work with a very simple array of numbers. So we're not going to worry about any code reuse or anything like that just yet. Let's just get an implementation put together. So I'm going to flip on over to my editor. Right now inside of my index.ts file, we've got a lot of log statements inside of here. I'm going to just go ahead and delete all this stuff. And I'm going to replace it with a simple class definition. So I'm going to make a class called sorter. And the idea here is that this is going to be a class that's going to take some collection of data and sort all the elements inside of it. So I'm going to say that this sorter class is going to have a property that I'll call like collection. Collection is going to be of type array of numbers. So collection is going to be the data that we want to sort. Remember, for right now, we are just worried about setting everything up to work with an array of numbers. We'll worry about strings and linked lists later on. So collection is going to be of type number of array. Now we can either initialize this on the same line, or we can define the constructor function so that we can pass in an array of numbers when we create an instance of our sorter. I think that when we create an instance of the sorter, we will want to specify the collection as like an argument to the constructor. In other words, we want to pass in the array of numbers we want to sort. So I'm going to define a constructor to take in that collection. So I'm going to say anytime we create an instance of a sorter, we have to pass in something we're going to call a collection, and it must also be an array of numbers. Then inside the constructor, we can say this dot collection is going to be that collection of data we just passed in. So now as an example of how we would use this, we could say const sorter is going to be a new sorter, and we can pass in our array of numbers. So like 10, 3, -5, 0, like so. Now, as a quick reminder, we can shorten up the syntax that you see right here by using a modifier inside of our constructor argument. So what you see right here inside of our class body is 100% equivalent to putting public right there, and then deleting the field definition at the top, and deleting that assignment inside the constructor as well. So 100% equivalent to what we had before. All right, so now that we've created our class and it has some data that needs to be sorted, let's try creating a sort method on here. So whenever we call the sort method, we're going to take this array and sort all the numbers inside of it. I'm not going to have the method return any value, so I'm going to annotate it with a type of void. So now, for example, we would call sorter.sort down here. After calling that, the collection should be sorted. So I should be able to do like a console log of sorter.collection and see our sorted array of numbers. Instead of 10, 3, -5, 0, it should be -5, 0, 3, 10. Okay, so this looks good. So now all we have to do is write out our implementation of sort right here. Let's take a quick pause and then write out that implementation in the next video. So I'll see you in just a minute.